There's an echo.
Shut up.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not picking up one.
Or
So it's me, most likely.
Jonathan.
Hello?
What is up, you guys? We are back on air. We're a little bit late because someone had to walk home. Anyway, I'm Dominic, and I'm here with Gabe. Introduce yourself. Gabe.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it was cutting off a lot. Hello.
That's what's happening.
Jonathan.
Hi, I'm Jonathan.
And Isaac.
Hi, I'm kittycat_Mew.
Yeah, they're gonna start you guys off with the podcast today, and I'll be right back.
Welcome back to podcast
Welcome
number
back.
3 of season 2.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
We didn't plan it out. Not gonna lie, we did not plan this out. It's
No,
been a
like-
long week. Anything to add to that, Gabe?
No, let's just wing it. Let's
Alright.
talk whatever comes to mind.
I put down the N word, and I feel very guilty for putting down the N word.
Jonathan, that's a little that's a little how do I explain
Okay.
this?
I really didn't say it. I just typed it in. But that was on a video game.
Jonathan, we actually had
In a
viewers
video
now.
game.
You got to be saying that.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little
Yeah.
tired.
This is.
This is... And then he just stopped there.
This is professional.
No. Okay. Then,
I'm really
what else?
tired.
All of
Okay.
the time.
What do we talk about?
So blank today.
I know, me too.
Okay.
Alright.
What are your
Okay, cool.
guys' thoughts on tarot cards?
Tarot cards?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That would actually be interesting if you did our thing.
Should I?
Oh, wait. Can you do that right now?
It's gonna-
We're not on video, so it's not gonna be the same.
Exactly.
Maybe another time.
Yeah.
Or later today. Off stream.
I could. Okay. You want me to do it afterwards?
Yeah.
I could do
Okay.
that.
So, I guess the only thing we could talk about this last weekend, we went to homecoming.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
And, yeah, let's just talk about that. And I wanted to start off, see what Jonathan thought about it. Now that it's the second time.
Okay, so going to the second time, I have been way much more prepared than last year. Like, dressed up. Last year was probably pretty bad, but at least it was something. What else? I did some dances, and freaking the one that I just did. That also improved a lot. What else? And overall, it was fun.
It was fun. Wait, do you
Yes.
actually like it this time?
Yes. I
Because-
actually really,
You said you didn't like it the first time, right?
yeah. I was like, it was okay.
Like, after the first time, did you want to come back again, or no?
At first, I was like, should I even come back? And then I was like, I might just not. I'll be like Dominic and just not go. But then after a while,
Put him on the spot.
oh, I didn't mean that. Well, when was Dominic gets here and whatever. Then, so I was like, I'm gonna stay home. But then eventually, was it? I don't know who said it, but I think I was like Eric, who's like, oh, Jonathan, you should just go. It's like. So I was like, fine, I'll just go. I was like, I might as well get prepared. And that's when we went to the mall. At the mall,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's where we start dressing up. And then that first suit, I actually really liked the blue button shirt, but not the vest. Well, the suit was pretty good, but it was kind of expensive, and also it was kind of tight. But I still got the blue button shirt, and then like a vest instead of the suit. I got the vest, and then like black jeans. Actually, and then black jeans. And then I looked pretty good, pretty decent than last year.
Yeah, you went all out this time. Like even I haven't bought the vest yet. I will for prom. I don't have it
Oh
yet.
yeah, I'm gonna buy a suit for prom. I'll be looking like Kingsman. I'll be
Oh,
looking
yeah.
like I'll be looking like Eggsy.
Should I buy a suit or should I just? I don't know if I should even use the same thing what I just used for homecoming. But should I buy a suit?
It wouldn't be bad. I guess
Mm.
it's like if you wanna buy another one, then you could. Just to not wear the same thing. But there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that just use the same thing because it honestly costs a lot.
Yeah. I kind of do just want to use the same thing, but I don't. At the same time, I also don't want to use the same thing. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out if I should even do it. Like, you do it not, or just keep it.
Wait, so you're gonna for sure go to prom then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Where do I begin? I mean, I'm thinking of something to talk about, like something real interesting about. You know, all right. Let me think of something. Okay, what do you remember that thing I was talking about in the morning? That me going anime mode, and I'm like, what's like the definition of fate, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
what do you think of fate? Like, what do you think about it?
If I well,
Like, do you believe in it, or like?
I think fate completely depends on how you think. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, depending on your actions, it forms a fate in front of you. But you could still change it. That's what I think it is. I don't think you're born with like a destiny or fate. Like, I don't think when you're born, like something just says, all right, this is how you're gonna die, and this is what you're gonna do. But that's just me. What do you guys think?
I want to hear what Jonathan thinks about fate.
Fate. What does fate mean exactly, or no? Do you guys know?
Something that will happen no matter what.
Fate. Then, well, I believe in fate. I feel like if you don't like fate, if if there's a fate that you don't like, I believe that you can like change it. Like no matter what, if you try really hard, you can change your fate. But overall, I don't. Uh, what is it? I feel like okay, sorry. I kind of believe a little bit in fate, just a little bit. Like maybe it'll be fun. Like maybe like, I wonder what your fate is, and all of that. But just a little bit. Like if there's like an actual like fate thing, whatever. Then, and if you don't like it, then I'd say that there's like a way to like if you really want to change it, then yeah.
Like for me, like I think it constantly changes depending on like what you.
Yeah.
So like if like say like you're like, oh, I want to do this and I want to work hard to do that, then like your fate's like, oh, maybe eventually. But if you're like kind of like trying to think about what you want to do and trying to discover new things, then I feel like it's like changing,
Yeah.
What do you think, Isaac?
Well, I think it all depends on the person's actions, really. I don't think anything's really determined unless you like, I don't know. If you got really like, let me think about it, how to word it. Well, I think, I don't know if it, like, I want to say like it doesn't completely exist because let's say someone said, oh, okay, let me reword this. I gotta think about it. Let's say, I think maybe fate would be true if maybe it was like in the short run. Like let's say like in a small amount of time, right? and you already knew like it's gonna happen, because I mean, like, there's not enough time to really change it, really. But I think in the long run, like, let's say a couple years from now, and someone says this is gonna happen, right? You can change that, and it wouldn't really count. It wouldn't be fate at that point. It just kind of depends on your decisions and which way you really work to get to that point. I mean, that's what I think, really.
Yeah. It could be like you know, like what you were talking about, like how if you were able to go into the future and like you came back, that means that fate, or how are you like saying that?
I said, let's say you went into the past, right? Let's say you're living in your own present timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go into the past, and you already know what's going to happen, right? You already know what's going to happen to those people because you know their decision. At that point, that's when fate probably comes into the picture, only because you know that it's going to be, if you don't change anything, right? Like, if you don't try to change anything about the past, whatever's going to happen is going to, whatever you know is going to happen is going to happen, because you can't change it. Or you can change it, but you're not going to change it. I think fate works like, I think if you were back in time and you knew what was going to happen, exactly how it was, then I think it would count as fate.
So it'd be like for someone from the future looking back to the past.
Yeah.
Would be like their fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But for you or the person in the present time, it can change.
Yeah. You can change it. Unless someone already did go into the past, and we're in the past because they are from their present. So basically, maybe we're living a fate right now. Maybe we're the ones living in the fate. Like, maybe
you guys
we already
think we'll ever get to that point where we have time travel?
No.
I like to think maybe, but I don't think so, no.
The only way you can really time travel is, I don't think you can go back. There's no way you can go back in time. Or I guess
like,
there might be a
really
way,
like
but
a real thing.
Time is only based on gravity.
Yeah.
And I'd say the only way you could go through time, or I guess it'd basically count as time travel, is if let's say, if you're going fast enough, right? If you're going at a fast enough speed, time for people on Earth is going to be, normal to them, right? Let's say you go on a... Okay. Let me think of another way to think of it. Let's say... I think you can go... Okay. I'm sorry. I'm really jumbled up today. But let me go deep thinking about stupid.
Well, I'll say what you think about that. I think the only way there could be time travel is if we were like in a simulation.
Yeah, it's the only really way. But you can travel into the future, basically. You can. But here's the thing. If you're going fast enough, right? If you're going at a fast enough speed in space, you'll be moving so fast that you'll be moving faster than time itself, basically. Like that one experiment they did with the clock on the guys. Let's say there's like two clocks, right? One guy was on Earth and the other one was in space, right? And he orbited the Earth, and it was off by a couple milliseconds. I think the faster you go, the slower time is for you. Or I guess your aging is going to be slower because you're moving so fast, right? You're moving so fast that you're moving faster than time on Earth. So time on Earth is gonna go by fast, but for you, right? It's gonna go. It's just gonna fly by. Like for
But
you, it
can
could
you
feel
move
like
faster than time? Because time is not really a real thing. It's
What
just
is
something
it?
that we've made up based on.
it's just based
I,
on the sun.
I, well, it started based on the sun and it kind of changed a little bit.
That's because it all depends on gravity. I know that.
Wait, so, okay, never mind. You keep going.
Yeah. Or like, here's one thing I thought about. Like, let's say you go into the future, right?
Hmm.
For you, it'll feel like a split second. Well, okay. You're talking to someone in your present time, right? You're like, hey, I'm going to travel into the future, right? For you, it's going to feel like a split second, right? But for them, let's say you go 50 years in the future, it's going to take you 50. They're going to be waiting for you for 50 years in that same exact spot. And you'll end up there as the same age you were 50 years before that. Which I think is kind of weird to think about.
Are you done talking, Isaac? Is
No,
everything?
Jonathan, I'm not done
I
talking.
just-
Oh my god. Let's go ahead and talk.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think I saw like a regular show episode on that.
Yeah.
Where
Are you,
I don't know if you guys saw it. It's like when they're playing basketball in space and then they come back and they're old or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Hard. It's
wait,
complicated.
you guys are talking about like time travel, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys believe? No,
Or,
not
I
really.
guess, sort of. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just go ahead.
Okay, it's because when you're talking about time travel, back in my exploring nanotechnology, I had to do this reading packet for not reading packet. Well, I guess a little bit of a packet, and I'm supposed to summarize it. And the thing is that when I was talking about going back in time, I had to read this article, and it was actually talking about like they actually science was able to actually make a was it an atom? Hold up, I'm looking at my notes right now.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
that one. Yeah, and then only for like a second, I think, a split second.
It was about an atom that what's it called? For teleporting, right?
I don't think it was teleporting. It just made it just go back like
they teleported an atom from that place to like somewhere out in space. I don't remember where.
I don't think it was thinking about like teleporting. It didn't say anything about teleporting.
Well, okay,
Maybe.
You say your thing. I'll say the teleporting. You say your thing first.
Well, okay. So as you guys were talking about it, I was looking for my notes and then I found and I was reading it while you guys were talking, and they did use quantum computers for actually making it work, but it was but it was still pretty difficult. They had to use what's it called? A formula, yes. And I'm trying to find it again. Hold up.
Is it the Krabby Patty secret formula, Jonathan?
Maybe.
Oh, I knew it. No wonder Mr. Krabs doesn't want no one touching that thing.
Yes, it was in order to get one, like, whether to go back, I guess, for a bit. But I guess to summarize it, they didn't manage to do it, but only for like a single. But they require a lot of power and then and a lot of tinkering since I don't know if the atom's like it's sensitive or not. Is it? I think it is. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Wait, something like that.
The atom, yeah. And it was actually quite cool since they actually managed to do it, but it was only for a single atom. Like,
yeah,
it was only that one atom. It's like really hard to pull off.
It takes a lot of energy to do something like that.
Yeah.
And the only thing that could probably create that much energy is probably a star, if anything. Enough energy to create like that. It's either an explosion, like a nuclear explosion could create a ton of energy, or a supernova, if that. I think it could create enough energy to do something like that. like in a large scale. But if you're doing like just based off of electricity, I'm pretty sure they use like some type of nuclear energy to do that. They had to have if they did that, because that's a ton of energy to do just a little thing like that.
Yeah, they're using quantum computers though, so that's I don't know how much energy that those things are supposed to need, but there's only like was it some companies are already that has quantum computers, like
Yeah,
was it like
it's
Google,
really expensive.
Microsoft, and IBM, yeah. But they're trying to find ways to make it cheaper. So yeah, that's
Cheaper.
yeah. They're still working on that.
It'll be
Someday we
like
might get computers.
like we're gonna use a 140p monitor. We're gonna use Windows 98 at the desktop.
Windows 98. Why not use Windows 98 on our phones? Can you do
Doesn't
that?
what is it? Doesn't what I think Mr. Gray has those really old computers. I'm pretty sure it runs on Windows 98, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Well, I did use them, so and also the other Jonathan, but yeah.
I think it runs on Windows 98 because he only uses one program on. Something.
Star was it or was it Starry Night? I don't think. Never mind,
I don't remember the name.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right.
But yeah, it was pretty cool.
I think
So
it's.
you guys think teleportation would be easier than time traveling?
I think they're both hard in their own type of way. I think they're all they're both difficult in their own aspects. Teleportation, we know, and then they only did a single, and
also requires lots.
What I'm trying to say is like closer to achieving, like if we're closer to achieving teleportation or
I think it's gonna. I don't think we're close at all. I think it's gonna take a lot of work and reworking things. It's gonna new inventions to even get to create that much energy to do something like that. I think it might be eventually possible, but it take years.
I think even
research.
being able to just teleport one atom is pretty big. Cause
It is.
I mean, we haven't even been able to go like a millisecond back in time or into.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're still years behind till we get to that point.
You still have a long way to go in order to achieve something like that.
Yeah. For now, we'll live with the new 8K. We're done with 4K. 8K is finally out, guys.
8K is finally here. It's now live.
It's actually like real though. 8K is actually out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like I saw like a commercial one. So that was just one time. I think I don't think we're ever gonna achieve it.
Travel or teleportation?
I mean, we already achieved teleportation, kind
of.
Technically, we already achieved it, but I think,
On a large scale.
yeah, I think I don't think it's ever gonna be possible unless we really make discoveries fast, because we're either gonna have to leave the planet or the planet's gonna blow up eventually. So it's one of the two before we even get to that point.
I think we're all gonna die in 20 years.
I'm cool with that.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I mean, with all
Guys
like,
back.
how we're like affecting the Earth to this point, I don't know if we'll get too far.
I mean,
We're probably looking at like The humans are probably gonna wipe themselves out before anything else does.
That's what happens with a lot of species.
Yeah.
They all just take themselves
Well,
out.
except for dinosaurs.
Yeah, but we know what happened to them. Another thing I find interesting is that when people think about aliens, like people from, or like I guess things from space, right? I don't know why they think of like, oh, they're super intelligent, they're way ahead of us, right? But it might be true, but I think the closer possibility is that they're just single-celled organisms, really. Like how we started off, right? We started off as single-celled organisms. And I think it's a really rare occurrence for life to really form for like multiple cells to basically create what we are, right? With all these animals and everything around us. I think if we ever did find aliens, it would most likely be like a single-celled organism.
I think
So
that's what
you
they
think
found
we're-
in Mars, right? I thought they found some in like
No.
rocks and shit.
No, there's no life.
Yeah, they haven't found
That we
anything
know
like
of
that.
so far.
They're thinking there might be life with single-celled organisms out on one of the moons around Saturn or Jupiter. Do you remember, Jonathan? Isn't it Saturn?
Most likely
Was it
Saturn.
Titan?
I think it's Titan. Yeah.
Yeah,
What we're
that's
talking about,
Saturn.
it's Titan, which is Saturn.
Even then, like, it would take like years and years just for like something to become out of that.
To develop like that,
To develop like us.
like these Goombas.
Yeah. Or even
Yeah.
just like a bacteria. Or I don't know.
I mean, it took billions of years to form what we are today, really.
Yeah. Just imagine.
I'm sure
So
there's
you
a
think
way.
we're most likely ahead of other life.
I'd say there's a possibility that we're pretty far ahead of most life, only because of how rare the occurrences of life being formed. But there might be a possibility that there's some intelligent life form out there.
Well, yeah, but like I was watching a video and they said that most likely if there was an intelligent life form out there, them meeting us wouldn't go down so smoothly for humans because assuming like history repeats itself, then that means that aliens would do to us what Columbus did to the Indians, pretty much.
Or
the-
we do that to them.
They're
my God.
if they got here, that means they're more advanced than us. So we'd be the one that's fucked, most likely. Unless they like have
Well,
advanced flight travel, but like inferior weaponry. That'd be like so
I
ironic.
think,
You think humans would do the same if we found other life?
yeah, we would. 100%.
So there's like
We
a
would do that.
okay, so no, I think there's a law. I remember there's a law that if there's a civilization developing that we're not allowed to interfere.
Yeah, like we're gonna follow those rules.
I mean, that would be
I
like
think
war
we
on
should-
home.
I feel like there'd be like some type of war if we found other life. Like either like another country or we would probably like try to take over to become more powerful and then it just start a war.
I mean, like
Yeah,
there's like that island with those people who like never saw like who are like still tribal. Have you seen those people?
Yeah, they haven't left the island at all.
Yeah, it's like that island, and then we respect them. We don't go near their island.
I think it's
True, I
different
think
when
we've
it comes
come
to.
pretty far.
I think it'd be different if it was space. Because is there really laws out there in space, really, other than don't mess with other countries up there?
I mean,
Even
there.
then we're not even.
Well, actually, it's a law that technically we can't claim anything.
I don't know. Tell that to the moon.
Technically, we didn't claim that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much fair game. Like if you can build there, you can build there.
Are we allowed to build in the moon?
I believe we.
I wouldn't
No.
think so, right?
So like, there's plans to make a city on the moon, and oh yeah,
That'd be
okay,
cool.
so like let me explain. So like I watched this video, then he pretty much explains that like cuz like the way the moons form, like all planetary objects, and that includes the moon too, like it's like a large sphere pretty much. They're built the same way, so the moon actually has lava ducts, and they want to build a city in there because like the lava ducts are fucking huge, and it would protect us from like asteroids and stuff since the moon doesn't have an atmosphere, and all they would have to do is build a glass dome on top of it.
So we're gonna have pet lava ducks.
Monopolist.
We're gonna have pet lava ducks. That's
That'd be
crazy.
cool.
Giant pet lava ducks. I could see that. Be all like quack, and they'll just eat that. They'll eat that asteroid up like nobody.
Eat that ass.
No, I know what you meant though. I heard that a way they're trying to get a way to form air is using the ice on the moon, or I guess like ice on any planet really.
Yeah, and
'Cause
asteroids too.
if they can melt it, if they can get water from it, then there's oxygen in there, and they can just split those two up. It wouldn't be. I mean, it's kind of difficult because I'm pretty sure you need like high pressure to do that. But I heard it's something like that.
Well, if there's no atmosphere, we'd have to create some sort of barrier
Well,
between
yeah, that's the
space
thing.
and the moon. With like
You
a
could-
dome, like Dom said.
You could create an atmosphere, but it's pretty hard to, especially that there's no. Okay, I guess you couldn't because there's no air. I was gonna say that you could possibly nuke the area and create an
So
atmosphere.
it
but
says-
it can't blow up if there's no air.
It says electrolysis of water is the decomposition of water into oxygen and hydrogen due to an electric current being passed through the water. So that's how you split water.
Yeah.
Just drop a toaster and then you create oxygen. Drop a toaster in the bathtub.
Fucking toast.
That's just
Toaster.
fucking science, bro.
Time to use time to create one.
Okay, so like honestly, I was hearing like your guys' conversation when you guys started this shit. Honestly, like the way we sound fucking high.
Really?
That's because it's like
Friday.
it's kind of late. It's Friday. We were laughing pretty hard playing in Jonathan's house.
My
Some stuff
stomach
went
hurts.
down in there.
Some stuff went down.
Jonathan was being a little racist.
Okay.
You're the one that brought it up first, Jonathan.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Jonathan. That's like the first thing he brought up on the thing. Just I was being racist.
Well, I guess pretty much anything like that.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, but then after a while, never mind.
Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about.
Man. So like, have you heard like the thing like how they want to colonize Venus?
No.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay, so like here's the problem with that fucking stupid idea. Okay, like on paper it sounds stupid, but like the plan they have is actually kind of good. So like I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe Venus is a gas giant.
No.
No.
Venus is not a gas giant.
It just, I think it's solid, right?
It started as a gas giant, but now
It
it's actually
started
solid.
that way.
So Venus, but the thing is that its air is really toxic. Like breathing it in is apparently the same as breathing in like chlorine gas.
It's sulfur.
Yeah, and it's also really fucking like, I think it's hot there.
It's really hot.
Yeah, and so their idea is to make floating cities in the clouds of Venus. And they said that that would actually be livable, and I honestly like that sounds like dystopian, doesn't it? Like, what's the point of
I don't
colonizing Venus then?
I don't think it'd be possible, only because I don't think there's any gas out there that's dense enough to hold a city, or
It's not.
even a house at that.
It's not that. I feel like they would get it from like thrusters or shit. I mean, like look at Bioshock.
Yeah, but that'd take a lot of fuel. I don't I don't think that'd be possible. Venus would be way too difficult to colonize.
You think
Not
if we
because
were
there's
able to colonize another planet, we would just dip?
Well, you see, that's expensive. That's the thing, and like, the government doesn't actually want to spend money on colonizing a planet because they think that's fucking retarded and risky. That's what Elon Musk wants to do. He's signing people up for like a one-way trip to Mars to actually colonize it.
A one-way trip because they ain't coming back.
Vibe check.
I mean, I feel like they're putting more work into trying to get us into another planet than fixing our planet.
Yeah, because we're losing hope on our planet. Because we know that the human race is absolute fucking dog shit, and this planet's gonna be a goddamn potato in a few years.
It's possible, but it's really expensive to reverse what we've done. We could reverse it, but everyone would have to pitch in and follow the same rules. Even then, people can't afford enough money to get something like solar powered or wind powered because that's so expensive.
We just need a new plague, man.
And the cheapest thing really is, well, either coal or what's it called? Either coal or oil or some type of
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the amount of people that don't even like believe in like climate change and stuff like that.
Trump.
Bad. Like our own president doesn't think that climate change is real, and like there's so many people that like are obviously gonna listen to him.
He wanted to nuke a hurricane. Why the fuck are we still listening to that dumbass?
I remember that. That was fun.
Wait, what?
I mean, technically, it could work, but no.
It could,
That's
but,
like the
why
most
would we
stupidest thing you can
nuke
do.
our-
The only thing it would do is like spread fallout even further to the wind that like. No, that's like retarded.
It's like a giant. It's basically like a giant tornado. It's hot and cold air mixing or just kind of swirling around each other. And with the nuke, it's enough heat to take out like that cold air and stop it. I think. I mean,
It's
But we
still
don't know
like
for
it would.
sure.
It would.
It could
wouldn't-
end up really, really bad if it doesn't work. It's not worth
and
it.
most likely it wouldn't work. But
I mean,
it's
I feel like maybe not a nuke, maybe like a different type of bomb.
hydrogen bomb.
I don't know though. I just, it's kind of stupid. Who
I think
knows,
it's
maybe
interesting,
He's
though.
200 IQ and it actually works, and we're gonna stop hurricanes with nukes now.
Nah, he's just messing around. He's like, you know what? I'm president. I'm gonna act like I'm stupid, but I know what I'm really doing here.
He's going for 4 more years, right?
He's most likely gonna go again, or try.
He
go
is
again,
running.
but
He is
there's-
running again. 2020.
Well,
Yeah.
most
Unless he
presidents
gets
that already
impeached.
run are most likely gonna run. I don't think he's gonna get impeached by then. I honestly don't think he's
No.
gonna.
It's
I think
already
last
the
report
process
I
is
think-
already going on right now.
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's gonna stop at the Senate because he can get impeached because he did break the law or like rule, but like it's up to the government and they really like him, so
Cause he making the money.
yeah. I mean, he's doing good for like the economy, I guess, but
No, he's
I think-
not.
Yeah, he is.
well, he did like the whole like the industrial stuff with like.
Oh yeah, true. I think the only thing that he's made worse is the fact that okay, so like one thing I'm totally pissed about just because I love tacos, but like he totally ruined like the imports of avocados, man.
I feel like he wouldn't be such a bad president if he just like wasn't so like
stupid.
Like I don't know how to say it. Like it feels like it's kind of dividing people a lot.
It's because
he has very strong views on certain things,
and he's not wording things correctly at times.
Yeah, like sometimes like it might not be so bad what he says, but he just isn't using the right word. And there is like the people who like whatever he says, they're like, oh, it's stupid, even though like it might make sense. And then there's the other people that just like follow whatever he says in it. Either way, it's like not working.
I think he's okay when it comes to how he's making things grow, but for the face of, or the leader in the face of who we are isn't really the best. He isn't really the best example on everyone.
Probably one of the worst.
No, that was Jefferson. That was Thomas.
I said
Jefferson.
one of them. I didn't say the worst.
That man was like, kill Indians, kill the natives,
kill them all.
Wait, yeah.
That's Andrew Jackson.
Was that Jackson?
Like,
I meant Jackson.
Kill them and rape them.
Yeah, that was. I remember they were talking shit about him in history class.
I think it's both of them. Jefferson and Jackson. That's why they wanted to take him off the 20.
Yeah. How is he even on it?
Because he's just that cool. It's because of the Louisiana Purchase.
He killed the natives. Fuck, he did.
I think it's because of the Louisiana Purchase, really. Plus, he did start the Industrial Revolution as well, so there's both of those. That's why he's on that 20. Only for the good stuff, not the bad stuff.
It was on clearance.
I thought it was funny because he started off being like, I don't want an industrial revolution, and then he accidentally created an industrial revolution.
Great, huh?
He's like, whoopsie, oh well.
No.
He's all like, take it away, Penny.
Oh, yeah, Penny.
And he's like, holy shit.
Pretty much.
Man said Louisiana Purchase and did.
My God. It's that like sleepy random boy hours, boy.
Yeah, kind of.
It's definitely for Jonathan. He's 17 minutes over his bedtime.
That's interesting.
He's a dog.
He
Bad boy.
He used the reality stone to up his bedtime by 1 hour.
Don't worry, guys. It's working for a bit.
Oh my God.
Your dad's gonna find it. He'll be like,
it's
finally,
mine now.
He's gonna put on his arm and be all like, finally, no more kids to deal with. And he's just gonna snap. And they're gonna be gone.
Jonathan,
He's like,
why is he fading?
He's gonna make a copy of Jonathan to work as an ice cream truck driver.
I'll be like, why am I here? Oh wait, I don't know.
He'll be like, why is there two of me? And be like, Jonathan, this is ice cream, Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan, we need to get Modern Warfare, bro, because like I just saw the intro mission. Oh my God, bro, it's so fucking. Yeah, you
I'm not
can. You
going
cannot.
back.
You cannot. I'm gonna
I
buy
am
that
not
fucking
going
game.
back.
I'm buying that fucking game just for the campaign,
We're
bro.
buying a
I'm buying it
PC.
for the campaign, bro.
Buying the PC, okay? I'm gonna
Okay,
be rich.
okay, like the only way you hate it is because like of the loot boxes, but like honestly, just don't be a dumbass and don't waste your money on that. What do you want?
I legit thought you were
I'm
talking.
not going
No.
back.
Because like I literally
I'm
asked,
so
like I was
scared
like,
of
"You
going
talking to me?"
back,
And I heard
just
yeah,
like Black Ops
right
4.
as I said it.
I was like, this is the
John.
one, but nope. It
Y'all
wasn't
are
the
getting
one.
it
That's what I
wrong.
thought
You
was-
have to play.
With World War II.
No,
I was like,
I'm
And then
buying.
it was World War II, and then I was like, nah.
I'm buying Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You just gonna have to deal with it. I'm probably gonna buy the physical
2
copy
months.
to be honest.
2 months.
I wouldn't
you can
mind that.
never play that in your life.
I would buy it
You're
on
only
the
playing for the
computer, but
campaign,
like,
aren't you? So,
yeah, I'm totally
you're-
doing it for the campaign.
So that means the game would just the
Yeah.
life.
How
Also,
hyped
so
were
I
you when
can,
you saw Red
record-
Dead on PC, John?
Huh?
How hyped were you when you saw Red Dead on PC?
Red Dead on PC, bro. I saw that like when I was waiting for like roll call on weight training, and then everyone looked at me weird when I shouted, "Yeah!"
We all know Dominic felt like going Etika mode when he saw that.
He's like, oh,
Fucking Naruto run out of
oh my god.
Naruto run out of the school to go rob a fucking bank so I could play that shit.
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even.
No, bro, it's Red Dead. I need like a whole different system to run that shit, bro. It lags on
Wait,
Xbox
wait.
One.
You bought your new PC, or did you buy PC parts?
I didn't. I'm just gonna wait till like later.
Yes, I will pay $2,000 for a $60 game to make it beautiful.
Yes.
It's so I can
Yeah.
actually play it. Also, it's for Cyberpunk, Call of Duty, everything,
Yeah, I
bro.
heard you did it. I heard you did that.
That was
for
probably the only thing.
Or you want to do that for Cyberpunk, don't you?
Cyberpunk definitely. Although I might be getting it on the Xbox first, just so I can actually get the series done without having to wait like I don't know fucking millennia for my goddamn computer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play Cyberpunk on the Game Boy.
The thing is,
I don't care about graphics much, really.
the thing is that personally, just because I don't have a charger to hook up, like hook my controller up to my computer, but I personally like recording on console a lot more because it's easier for because I record cinematically and it's easier on console.
I mean, what do you use? I forget what it's called. What do you use to record on your Xbox?
I use the Elgato. It's the same thing that I'm using to stream now, and the same thing I used to record on my computer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I like to
God, I
use my
can't wait to build my PC.
I like
Building
to.
a
I have so much money.
I like to use my phone, and I like to crop the areas where you can see the edges of my TV to record it. It looks pretty nice like that. It's real cheap, and it doesn't cost much, and I can just use the mic on my phone to really, so people can hear me. And then I like to use iMovie for the cinematics.
I like making like memes, but like them on my phone is such a pain. That's why I don't make them as often.
I like
What were
making
you
memes in Mr. Scott's
gonna-
classroom, and he gets mad at me for doing it.
Did you see what I
the rainbow keyboard?
Did you see what I posted on Instagram that I was playing Minecraft during Intro to Business?
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I,
guys. That's where I go.
I was playing Minecraft in Intro to Business because she told we had a sub and she told us to get on the laptop. So then I finished the work really fast and I saw that they had the Minecraft launcher already installed into the laptop. So I was like, "Fuck it!" And then I fucking.
Oh, I know who did
logged in.
that. I know who does that. You know the kid Hunter that stands outside with us, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that puts it on all those laptops. Like every laptop he gets, he puts it on there.
Bruh.
Minecraft launcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking legend.
He's been
I
doing
looked
that
at- I
for
looked at the-
past 3 years now.
I looked at the dude next to me and I was like, my goal is to beat the Ender Dragon. And then there was like 40 minutes of class left and he's like, I have faith in you.
I mean, did it even run
40
smooth or not really?
No, dude, it was so awful. I had like all the graphics on the like the lowest setting, and it was running so bad, and it was chopping, and it was awful.
Did you turn down the chunk loading? Or
Bro,
not?
I turned down the chunk, the fucking particles, the draw, like the
volume.
fucking. I put it from fancy to fast on everything, like literally, like that ass. I closed everything too.
I used to play Minecraft on like my sister's laptop like a couple years ago, and the only way I couldn't lag or like chop is if I like looked up and walked forward.
Yeah,
That's all I would do. I would look up, walk forward, then look down and like hit trees and shit.
I used to play on this really. It was like a good laptop at the time, but I mean now it's like a 10-year-old laptop. Or no, more like it's not too old actually, maybe like 5 years old, but I remember downloading the command blocks and messing with the commands. I'm like, oh my god, I'm time traveling, look at it. I remember seeing a video that this one guy made a long time ago on Minecraft, and he's all like, how to time travel in Minecraft. And he's like some Indian kid. And I remember watching it, and I'm all like, where's the command block? I need to time travel now. Because I thought, like, because it showed, like, he was, like, standing in front of a village, right? And all he did with the command block was change it from night to day real quick. But, you know, I was stupid at the time. I wasn't really thinking about it. And then he stops time, like, 1,000 years in the future, and the village turns into, like, a giant city. I'm like, Mom. Or I'm like, whoa,
It's probably
we
a
need to
mod.
get that. It wasn't a mod, because it was back then when, like, there wasn't really too many mods on Minecraft. He obviously just cut. I'm looking back at the video, and all he really did was just cut it. But
Wait, so he built the whole city and just cut the video?
no, he had the village, and then he cut the video, or he had the time travel thing going, right? But he's facing the opposite way of the village, and then he cut the video and turned back around, and then there's that giant city. I'm like, whoa.
Bro, so like with Gabe's situation, imagine you build like this glorious house, like an actual really good house, but then you can't look at it because it will crash your game.
That's how it was for me. My
Bruh,
sister's laptop.
SMH my head.
My nice oak plank cube with the
Then
door.
I got Minecraft Pocket Edition.
Scrub. All right, well we
And
hit the hour mark. If you guys want to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well thank you guys for watching. I know this a podcast was like really rushed, but like we were pretty tight on schedule. So hope you guys will join us next week, and we'll see you guys next time. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude.